We heard Sarah Bonner there discussing the need for the Navy to come out of the blocks very, very quickly. What's the key in terms of the style of play as they get underway today?
Yeah, I mean, it's always important not to give anyone an excuse and an early in. It's a big pitch for the girls. They're not used to playing in big stadiums like this. So they're going to have to find their feet really, really quickly and make sure that they can get their head into the rugby nice and early.
And the teams making their way onto the pitch. Bright sunshine still here at Twickenham. And the crowd in very, very good voice. It's all getting very real for each of these players. How much are you anticipating this game to follow?
In this weather condition, I'm expecting a blistering game, to be fair. What perfect conditions, wide pitch, expansive game, should be really fantastic for the audience.
And Loz, we saw the Navy in the match in Plymouth against the RAF, caught out wide in defence a couple of times. How much will they have been working on that ahead of today and understanding the Army's strengths as well?
Yeah, I mean, there's always an element of working on your own skills as well as doing a bit of homework. Like I said, it's a big pitch. The girls are going to be aware of that. They've worked on it during the week. If they can maintain the energy and do their jobs right, then hopefully the spaces won't creep in as much or as early.
Well, look at the teams here. The Royal Navy are led by Rose Dixon, her third appearance for the senior service at Twickenham. She'll be in midfield with Abigail Ashby. Olivia Critchley-Peddle starts in the number 2 jersey. Who could forget her try last year to end the Navy's 10-year drought of tries against the Red Shirts? And she'll be joined in the front row by UCAF captain Lucy Honeywell and vice captain Rosie Staples. Mullen again. That's a crashing ball there. And bit of an elbow there. It looks like in that challenge. But the Army are coming crashing through, and the first try of the game, just seconds in. And what a start for the women in red. Incredible there, Charlie Maxwell.
Yeah, fantastic try there from Lauren Brooks. Really pacey right through the middle. Unfortunately, absolutely what the Navy didn't want to happen in terms of the direct route in, but what a try.
The Navy have got to regroup very, very quickly here. Fantastic start.
So Lauren's one of those experienced players playing for the Army. She's actually an Army reservist, plays for, she's a Royal Engineer and plays her rugby for Ealing Trailfinders this season. Fantastic player.
And UCAF capped as well, Lauren Brooks, in her 7th season playing rugby, an Army reserve for 3 years. And the conversion's good, so the Army goes 7-0 up in the opening moments of this salvo.
First points on the board for Courtney Pursglove there. I'm sure there's, unfortunately for the Navy, going to be a few more today from Courtney, but yeah, great to see her getting her first kick through.
And out now again.
Yeah, that gives our backs that
midfield. And Mullen again. She's straight through. Jade Mullen, skipper for the Army. She scored last year and has done the same again. What a fantastic start for the British Army. And weaving her way through that Navy defence, the gaps in that Navy defence so far. And exerting that early pressure as some predicted they would, the British Army. And she'll be chuffed with that.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was almost the exact game plan that I was talking you through, and they demonstrated it on the park, so it's great to see it actually coming into action. And what a try for the captain there. She's a fantastic player, Jade, but also in terms of her all-round captainship on the park, off the park, leads, as I know Rose Dixon does the Navy side, but Jade leads absolutely that team, gives them the belief required.
And she'll be aware at any moment if that Navy defence drifts. Good footwork there in the middle.
Yeah, and a few more points there for Courtney Pursglove, slotted straight through the post, lovely kick.
Just a few metres out here, the Royal Navy. What can they do with this opportunity? 14-0 down, trying to get their first points on the board of the day. And it's moved out now, and Alderson just cuts inside, but finds a lot of Army traffic.
Offside.
But the referee calls penalty. Only dot offside there. And they're taking it quickly, and Rose Dixon spins around. Just held short of the line. But the Navy go again. and inches away. Advantage being played to the Navy.
I think it's a bit early for a card, but it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
And they move it out here, and surely they've got the numbers, and they have. Royal Navy with the try. And nice forward ball there from the forwards, shipped out to the backs in the end.
Yeah, lovely finish from Jess Abel. She's been in the Navy a couple of years. We haven't had her on the scene. She's been wanting to concentrate on her training, but she has got history with Bristol Bears. So it's great to finally see her in dark blue and definitely putting points on the board.
Jasmine Abel, number 15 for the Navy. Played plenty of rugby for Dorset. And all smiles in the Navy team.
It will be interesting actually how the Army react to that. So realistically, quite an early Navy score on past occurrences.
Continue to regroup. They had lots of options, tight and wide, on that try. So it shows they are moving forward. Yeah.
Emily Griffiths with the kickoff and a restart for the Army. The ball bouncing loose.
When the Navy were on the attack.
Well, the Army are on the attack again here, and into dangerous territory from a Navy perspective. Now they move it through the hands. Oh, that's a wonderful ball in through. And it just behind Mullen there, but she's looking to use those feet again. She approaches the try line. Could it be her second?
Roll!
And the Army looking to answer back straight away here if they can score. And they've got the numbers. And shipped right out. Emily Griffiths with the try for the Army, their third today. And that's the response they'd have been looking for, Charlie Maxwell.
Yeah, 100%. So I was going to say it's interesting when the Navy were actually on the attack, how the Army defence actually was put under pressure. And as you could see from the number of penalties that they gave away. However, to answer the try like that was absolutely perfect. And I'm sure the head coach will be very happy with that response.
Not too many times in recent years have they been tested quite like that, as you said, with an early try from their opponents, but they put to bed any doubts over how they would respond. As Courtney Pursglove once again lines up for the conversion.
So I'm told your most vulnerable time is the 4 minutes following a try. So Navy did a really good job putting points on the board earlier than usual, and then almost certainly within 4 minutes we've got another one back under our own post.
And we were talking earlier about the bits for the Navy to work on, and it's bits like that where actually the experienced players
it's just hit the crossbar and gone over there, the kick from Pursglove.
Lucky.
So that's
I'm sure she won't say that afterwards. She'll say, no, I planned it. That's where I was aiming for, knowing Courtney. But yeah, fantastic, it went over.
one way to add the 2 points.
Crew, specifically Lieutenant Ed Leggett.
Oh, and the Army are through again. And it's Bellhouse. Sally Bellhouse finding her way through and shoving off several defenders. The Army move it through the hands once again. Oh, and clean through there. It's Annika Willis. Is she going to get there? She is. Annika Willis with the try and embraced by her teammates. Special moment for her, and yet another special moment in this clash for the British Army.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's ironic that I was literally just doing Annika's shout out there. So specifically, thank you to Lieutenant Ed Leggett from the Royal Navy for covering Annika's duties and allowing her to score against the Royal Navy.
I really wish you hadn't covered her duties.
Thank you.
Your timing, once again, Charlie, has been impeccable.
Yeah, I normally do commentators curse, but I'll take that one as the commentator's positive there. Sorry, Lauren.
And again, the Navy have spent some decent time in the 22 and not come out with any points, which is something that they are looking to change. We've shown we can do it. We've got 5 points on the board. It's just about maintaining that clarity and thought under fatigue and making sure we can keep our cool and go through the processes.
And Pursglove adds the 2 points. And Jade Mullen, she's been instrumental so far at 10. And that's wonderful there from Hannah Gilmore. And it's shipped out to Griffiths and Pursglove. She's got the pace here, Pursglove, and she's in the right-hand corner of the field. Courtney Pursglove, we've mentioned, she's been prolific in this fixture in the past. Last year with the sensational hat-trick. Courtney Pursglove with the try. And a chance for her to score 5 points this time after all those conversions that she's been successful with so far.
Really disappointed to see Jess Bryan down in the midfield and struggling with something. It'd be a shame to see her go off so early.
Yeah, just receiving some medical attention. We hope she's okay. It's been a physical encounter as well so far, Charlie.
Yeah, it has. Just looking back at that try, the head coach will be very happy. They've absolutely played the game plan to the letter there. It was a great demonstration. Didn't get drawn into contact by the Navy too much, shipped the ball out, great. But as you say, it's been a really competitive game so far. Tackles coming in, very high contact levels out there. It's always a shame to see a player down, especially at the inter-services.
Which is all right.
No shot clock here. I only get it in the air if I need it.
Jess Bryan, and a nice opportunity for Pursglove to add 2 points to her score. And the kick is good, just curling it round the right-hand post. And the Army will be delighted. 35 points to 5. Goes into midfield. It's Lauren Brooks who collects. Passes on to Jade Mullen, the captain, who sprints towards the left-hand side of the field. She has Hannah Gilmore for company. Will it be Gilmore in the corner? It will be! Another try for an Army winger, this time on the other side of the pitch. Hannah Gilmore. Fantastic score there. And once again, the Army utilising the space opening up in the Navy defence.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeping it wide outside of the forwards in open play. Great to see the handling as well, and the free-flowing rugby that they're currently playing. It's a fantastic demonstration.
Hannah Gilmore, who was a relative newcomer to rugby, having played competitive hockey in the past, still enjoys playing plenty of hockey, and skiing as well. But my word, she's made her mark in her experience so far.
Maybe stuck a little bit in the 22. We know we've got to get rid of that ball. Problem is, getting rid of the ball means giving it back to the Army, and the Army are so good at finding space off first and second phase. So tough decision for the Navy.
Yeah, and definitely you don't want to be kicking it to Jade Mullen. Of all of the back line, she can absolutely see the space, and as she did there, just absolutely capitalised.
And we're just getting conversion here. Benevent again.
So Benevent was contracted with Worcester Warriors when they unfortunately disbanded in the Premiership, and she's showing her class today.
And Lou Dodd showing her class here, and showing how difficult it is to stop her when in full flow. But the Navy have managed to do so, for the moment at least. Annika Willis try score in the first half, getting in the act, and another advantage being played by the referee. And Jade Mullen just putting it through the hands, and that's straight through. Another score for the Army. It's been a brilliant afternoon for them. Amy Carr this time, adding to the list of names on the score sheet.
Absolutely great offload from Sarah Batley there as Amy comes through, blistering through the gap. Fantastic interplay.
Amy Carr, number 13, Amy Carr. It's been an impressive midfield partnership. Lou Dodd and Amy Carr today. Number 13 with the score.
Yeah, and it's actually Lou Dodd will be presented with her 25th cap after the game. So it's actually not her 25th, it's her 26th today, but apparently Lou wasn't counting. And her management team thought it would be better to present it at Twickenham. So after the game today, she's getting that.
That's what the players say, eh? Not about the individual stats, it's about the team performance.
Absolutely.
As Pursglove lines up to take another conversion, which is successful. And another 2 points added. This score approaching the half century, 49 points to 5 for the Army. And the Navy may have had some possession early on here in the second half, but yet to convert.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they can manage themselves in the second half. Fatigue is really setting in now. We can see that with the penalties. The scrums are a bit back and forward. You know, that's another good scrum from the Navy, but it hasn't always been like that.
And it's another Army try. Easy as you like. From, looked like Charlie Morgan there. the Army scrum half, and wonderful little move. Seeing the space, utilising the space, and capitalising beautifully to get a try of her own.
Yeah, it's a great try from Charlie. She's actually another one of our reservists playing today. She's a Royal Army Medical Corps reservist, and in her day job, she's actually a paramedic. Again, struggles to get away to give the commitment to services rugby, but it's fantastic to see her here today.
Something laws of the modern player about it as well. We're seeing more and more of these transitions, more utility players, especially when you think of the likes of the back three or players in midfield. But the Army coming straight through the middle here. And that ball goes right into the hands of Brooks and Jade Mullen. And it's another try for the Army skipper, Jade Mullen, finishing off a fantastic bit of work from the red shirts there. Jade Mullen once again delighted as skipper, and pushing that score up evermore. Jade Mullen.
Yeah,
nice handling.
Interplay and the support that we were talking about in the first half. The Army, unfortunately for the Navy, the Army, whenever they look round, there's a red shirt on their shoulder, and I know Hardy will have worked hard with them on that. And the interplay between the forwards and the backs, you can't tell out there who is who in terms of the positioning, and it's great to see.
Are you going off too?
Those offloads making all the difference there. And
It is, yeah.
wonderful through the hands, and ending up with the skipper. And Pursglove once again. She's had quite the productive day, Courtney Pursglove.
Navy working really hard to scramble back and stop that play. Eventually they just seem to run out of players.
Fantastic individual player.
Well, it's Dodd and crashing through the middle, and it's Courtney Pursglove with another score. She loves scoring in this ground, Courtney Pursglove, and delight on the face. Just sums it up for the Army at the moment. The right winger having a great day.
Royal Navy suffering with those offloads again.
And unfortunately that score takes us within one of the score last year as well. So 67-5 the score last year, depending on this kick. We're quite close to that. I believe the highest score in this game was 95-0 in 2017. So it's interesting. And as you say, can the Navy fitness hold out for the last 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's just under 20 minutes to go as Pursglove lines up, and this will take it to 66 points to 5. Of course, the score last year 67 points to 5. And a wonderful day for the women in red last year, running in 11 tries in all.
And that lady will be doing her best to make sure she gets another hat-trick. So Courtney Pursglove, yeah, I couldn't agree more. A fair game, and just keeping the players safe out there is so important. So yeah, absolutely, I think she's been a fantastic referee for this game.
And Bellhouse to Pearson, and
Jess McCauley.
It's Jess McCauley on the score sheet. That's a nice way to announce your entrance to the pitch, just having come on, and over the whitewash.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jess is no stranger to actually scoring tries for the Army as an Army winger. It's nice to see her though making such a quick impact in this game.
And Jess will play her civvy rugby with some of the Navy girls because she plays at Havant Rugby Club. So she'll certainly know Sean and Daisy, I think, as well.
And that's something surely as well that helps to narrow the gap. We keep hearing this term about narrowing the gap between the sides in this inter-service championship, but the fact that they play together, they inevitably, I'm sure, learn a lot from each other in training.
Yeah, definitely. And the Navy are doing a great job of getting girls into civvy rugby, which is what we have been missing in the past. Our issue now is that the level of civvy rugby we're playing is still not quite even. So we aim to get girls at a higher level of civvy rugby club, which can then come down to military rugby and try and even out the score a bit.
Well, now that Pursglove is off the pitch, the responsibility for the conversions falls to Lou Dodd, and she's successful with that. Well, Newson kicked it through there, and Bibby is finding space on the right-hand side. What can Bibby do here towards the end of this game? And ref playing advantage as well. Now the Army have an opportunity for another try, potentially. And, as they eye up, getting close to that 80 mark. And moving it through the hands once again. And Oh, that's very, very nice there. They have the numbers, the Army. And indeed they're through. And in the shape of Jess McCauley. Wonderful score there, the Army, finishing off the day like they began. Only seconds to go here at Twickenham. And the Army reminding everyone of their performance this afternoon.
Yeah, we've got such a quick turnaround before the RAF game next week, so I know that that's Sarah Mitchelson's main effort now is to look towards next week, play a different game plan. However, the players now will be starting to look towards that and start to stamp start to look at getting that starting shirt for next week's game now. Great try there from Jess.
Great try, and Loz, of course, the Navy have had numerous chances through this game. They'll have been pleased at various points for getting into positions, but obviously, ultimately, disappointed they weren't able to capitalise.
There'll be a bit of both in there.
Well, it's the final whistle, and the Army have done it again. A resounding win, 78 points to 5 over the Royal Navy here at Twickenham in the Inter-Service Championship. A wonderful occasion, a wonderful day. They've come out doing what they said they wanted to do, which was put in a huge performance once again. The Navy, well, they came out, got an early try of their own. They've been getting into good positions on the field, but just unfortunately for them, unable to capitalise on several, and any gaps in defence exploited by the Army. And Jane Mullen it is, the captain of the Army Women, who lifts the Babcock Trophy. And a wonderful feeling for each and every one of them. Sarah Batley, the vice-captain, with her as well. And Sarah Mitchelson, the head coach, watching on. It's been an emotional day for each of those players and the head coach. And a euphoric ending.
Jade, you'll be delighted with the scoreline, but one or two areas to work on. A few yellow cards this afternoon. That won't help with next week in mind against the Royal Air Force.
Yeah, definitely. I think I lost my head a bit with the girls because I was like, come on, tackle out now. We've worked on it all week. Chop, chop, chop. But yeah, people are just not listening. So hopefully we go away this week now, build up, ready for the RAF fixture and improve on that.
Okay, I know you've been working, you've all been wearing this for Sarah today. It means an awful lot to you as a squad and to Sarah.
Yeah, definitely. Sarah, or Huddy as we call her, has obviously been a player since the Inter-Services started, a part of this squad. And we know it was the first year without her father. I'm getting emotional. But yeah, we really wanted to honour her. She's not just obviously a great coach, but she's a great player, a role model, and I know she'd be proud, and her father would be proud of everything she's done. So yeah, we, as a squad, we wanted to honour her. Yeah.
Well, I think you've done that. You've justified that. Congratulations.
We put on a performance to be proud of, but it definitely isn't the result we wanted.
You'll take plenty of heart from the try that you scored and the territory that you enjoyed as well. Couldn't just quite turn that territory into points today.
Yeah, absolutely. And we spoke about it before the game, those 1%ers, and that try came from one of those 1%ers. But yeah, we just didn't capitalise when we should have, and we're going to take that forward.
I don't think I was the player of the match. I think they all were exceptional, and it's 100% a team effort. And we just kind of really wanted to show what we could do, play our shape, play what we've trained for all season. And now the target is next week. Job's not done. We're obviously incredibly happy to win, but the job definitely isn't done, and we're absolutely going to stick it to the RAF next week. So.